Hey Pioneers, this is the standing glute and hip machine. You can use it for 4 different muscle actions, all of which are going to work somewhere in your hip. The front of the hip, the back of the hip, the inner thigh, or the outer thigh. First, you're going to need to set the platform so that it's appropriate for your height, because we want the pivot point right here to be lined up with our hip level. So that means when you're lifting this platform, it can be kind of awkward, but you're trying to move this knob so that it pops into a good height for you. So I know this height is going to be about right for me. So when I step up, make sure that I use handles if I need it. I'm going to first perform hip adduction. So I'm going to bring my leg in toward the midline of my body to work the inner thigh, and I'll work the right side. So I'll have to pull this knob and bring it all the way around so that it's at a comfortable height for me. Stand up, in line with our pivot point, my inner thigh on top of the pad, holding on, bringing it across the body and back up with control. So that's hip adduction for the inner thigh. Hip abduction, which is moving the thigh away from the body, we'll have to start down here. And same thing, I want the pivot point around hip level and my outer thigh on the pad, and swing away from me and back down with control. And that'll work the outside of my hip right here. You might also feel a little lower in the leg, that's okay. So I'm gonna work my left side now, and I'm going to do the front of the leg or the hip flexor, and then the back of the hip in the glute. So to do the hip flexor, I'll want it to start lower, and I'll want to push my knee up into it so that I'm contracting right here, holding on. So then we've worked up here. And our last one, for the glute, we'll want to start up here so that I can put the back of my leg on top of the pad and keep it bent and come down and up. If it's more comfortable for you to straighten, you can also do it mostly straight leg. You might feel that only in the glute, but you might also feel it in the back of the leg or the hamstring, depending on your personal levers. That's the standing hip and glute machine.